Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to make a skull, but this skull is not going to be any ordinary skull. It is something different. So I saw this skull made by an artist in a Facebook group, and her name is Melissa Hancock. So she is actually the one who made this skull, and I was so inspired to try. So I will be giving it a go and see how this turns out. So what I'm doing here is I am pouring some resin into the mold here. So I've mixed my resin, and this is Let's Resin, low viscosity resin. And actually I waited for around, you can see, 15 minutes, and it is on a honey-like consistency. So you see how much resin I have poured into the skull. So this is going to be finished in different layers. So this is going to be the first layer. So after doing that, I am going to mix and this is the white that I will be using here. So I'm taking some gold foil and I'm going to put it into the center of this. And here I'm using the alcohol ink. So you can use whatever color you want to try, and just make sure that the color complement each other. So a few drops of this is the apricot shade, and this one is the red. So I have mixed my white color, and now with the help of this stick, you can take any tool. I'm going to draw the petals. So yeah, this is going to be a flower, and I was really amazed how the flower was created inside the resin skull. So I'm going to try that. I'm just making sure that my color is really mixed into the resin. So I have taken a little color onto the tip of the stick, and I'm just drawing the petals now. It is a bit difficult because it is very deep inside the mold. So in between, I will be cleaning my tip. Now this is really an experiment, and I really don't know how this flower will be going to be turning out. Just making the petals freehand. So there are some areas where it's really difficult to create the petal, but I will try my best. And now I have made the petals, and I will leave this layer to dry and cure. So I will see you next day. So this is the next day, and my first layer is cured now. So I'm going to pour a second layer. So again, I have mixed my resin, and after I left it for 15 minutes, and it's reached to the honey-like consistency, and now I'm going to draw the flowers. I will be not using the alcohol ink this time. It's simply going to be the white petals. So again, with the same stick, I will be drawing the petals. So I will be focusing on the outer edges. So the petals for this layer are done now, so I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day. So this is the next day, and now I'm going to do the filling up, and for the filling up I'm going to use this black resin, and this is a ready-made black resin by Let's Resin. So these are the bottles. So it's a self-leveling 1:1. Here I have mixed my resin for around 4 to 5 minutes. Now it's time to do the filling up, and for filling up there is a tip that if you have cabochons that are no longer of use or they were a fail, if you have anything that's a fail, you can use that to fill that up because it's a black resin and it's. So I will be using a cabochon that I made a while ago and it's of no use to me, so I'm going to use this as a filler. So in this way you can add a lot of things inside. So I'm just going to fill this up with the resin now until the top. I was thinking of adding more layers of the flower petals, but at the moment I just want to see how this turns out. So this will going to be curing. So this is the next day and I'm super excited to see how this turns out, because you see, as I was making this for some days now. So I'm just going to remove this. So this is how it turns out to be, and I just love the concept of it. So the flower will be turning out different for everyone, but I love how this turned out, and it is something a very unique idea and it's really amazing. So what I will be doing here is that since I have used this mold a lot, so the shininess of this skull has gone. So I'm going to sand this, and then after that I will be doing a top coat. But all in all, this is such a lovely way. It's a unique way and I really love this idea. Now here I'm just going to sand this, and after that I will be doing the top coat. So after doing the sanding, I did wash this, and now it's time to do the top coat. And the top coat, I just put some silicone mold underneath, and this is the way I will be doing it. So I'm going to pour generous amount of resin on top of it, and after that, with the help of my hands, I'm going to move it all around into all the areas where the resin has not reached. A little massage is not going to be bad for this skull. A little bit of a heat gun to remove the air bubbles, and I will leave this to cure. So meanwhile it was curing and my heart was skipping because I really don't want to waste any resin, and this is the resin that has been pouring into the mold. So it is actually already thickened up. So I got an idea and I want to do that. So I've poured the leftover resin into the mold now. And from this I'm going to take it a little step further. So it's really up to you. You can leave the skull like that, really up to you, but I'm just going to take it a bit further. So I'm just pouring the resin, and you can see that it is not a very thick layer. So this is actually what I did. I poured the same color of the ink into the coaster, and then I made a flower, and then I left it for cure, and this is cured. Now I'm going to do the second layer, and the second layer is again going to be the black. And after that I will leave this to cure, and I will see you next day. So this is the next day, and some major destruction happened, and that destruction is that my mold was really old and it was very difficult to remove this out of the mold. So I did struggle a lot. So I just wanted to show you that don't worry, it happens to everyone and we all get some difficulties. So I went off camera a bit, and then after that I had to rip my mold. You can see this is the condition at the moment, but slowly I did able to remove it. So this was the condition, but I was able to remove this out of the mold, and then with the help of X-Acto knife, I just removed the silicone that was stuck. Then again, I used the sandpaper and did the top coat, and I have did the top coat, and now I'm going to place this skull onto this resin coaster. Just checking the angle, and after that I will leave this to cure, and I will see you next day. So this is the next day. I put a little bit of dots, so now you can see that this skull is going towards the Day of Dead. As soon as I made the flower, the concept came to my mind, and I thought that this is going to be the Day of Dead. It is a Mexican tradition where they celebrate their ancestors that have passed on. I find it really beautiful that they remember their ancestors, so this is really kind. Here we go. I put some gold flakes on the front of. I used a little bit of the UV resin on and put small dots, and I cured it halfway. Then I put the gold foil, and after that I cured it fully. And now I'm arranging some dry flowers. Now this is something that I'm doing extra, as you all know that I always do that. Otherwise you just make the skull, and this is a unique skull. So there were so many ideas coming to my mind, but I wanted to keep it a bit simple. So I'm just adding some rose flower. These are the dried real rose flowers. So I'm just seeing the arrangement that I want them to be. And after doing that, I'm using a little bit of gold color, coal ink on the top of the flowers to just give that a look. It is almost done now, so let's see the finished look, how this skull turns out. So this is the final look of the skull. So I really love it. It is a bit unique idea, and I never seen a flower on the top of the skull. There are so many ideas that people tried using on the skull. So I just love it. So I hope you like it too. And everything will be in my description, the product that I have used with the discount code. So if you like to treat yourself, you can. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, please do let me know in comments, and also please like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.